Alright, y'all, what's up? I want to talk about what's next. Back home from USS Nationals, it's been, 2 or 3 weeks. Kind of got the post-comp blues, as I've heard it called. Don't really have a clear direction, clear path in which I'm training for. Since Nationals is over, so trying to decide what's next. Where do I go next on this strongman journey? Do I keep pursuing this strongman journey? So Nationals is over. Went up there. I got 9th in the nation out of a field of 69 competitors. Coming out top 10 in the nation. Very proud of it. Nationals up there showed me I'm within striking distance of a podium finish at a decent level competition. It's got me wanting to keep going. It's got me wanting to push the envelope a little bit further. So trying to decide what's next. I have signed up for another competition. It's just a local show in Illinois. Signed up in actually the heavyweight division. So my thought process originally coming back from Nationals was that I'm gonna put on some weight. So I didn't realize, I knew the guys that were good, that were competitive. I knew they did a water cut, and I knew, they weigh in at 220, but I know that they walk around 240, 245, 250, whatever. But I didn't realize how much it actually helps. Being heavier, executing a water cut, they're able to get quite a bit stronger because they weigh more. They can put on more muscle. They have more muscle mass than me. I know I kept up with them. I know I beat a bunch of them. But if I had that extra 20 pounds of muscle, that extra 20 pounds of strength, that would have made all the difference in the world. So my original thought process is I'm going to put on some weight. And also I was thinking put on some weight to get competitive at not just 220 but 231, and maybe on the Strongman Corporation side. Been looking at the Clash series, maybe trying to qualify there. And I know, especially after looking at the guys doing their water cuts at Nationals, going in as the light guy, even as strong as I am, it's a disadvantage. I'd be way more advantaged if I was heavier. Say I had to weigh 231 at a Clash show, had to weigh in at 231. Why would I go in at a normal weight of 228, 229 when these competitive, strong guys, they weigh 245, 250, and the week of the competition they do a water cut and you weigh in 24 hours before comp, so they get to refeed right after they weigh in, and on competition day they're right back up to 250. So I give up a lot of weight, and giving up a lot of weight, you give up a lot of strength, and that strength is directly related to events and event wins. I know how to execute the events. I'm good at the events, at executing events in every comp that I've ever done, but anytime I've ever been beat at any of these competitions that I've done, it always comes down to a deadlift rep or 20, 30, 40 pounds on a deadlift. Seems like it's always something static. I know my deadlift lags compared to the weight class field that I'm in, especially on that upper national level. And if I could put 20, 30 more pounds on of muscle, that may directly affect my deadlift, in a positive way. But I was thinking get heavier. That way I could be more competitive, maybe even put up a podium finish next year. And get into some other big level competitions and see what I can do. So they got the OSG Qualifiers going on right now, the official Strongman games. It's, from what I hear, everything I've read, the people I talk to, it's the big one. It's the big competition. It's the world's strongest man title for each individual weight class. It's what the best of the best want. It's what the Nick Cambys in the 231 class that won it last year. I'm sure he'll be there defending his title of world's strongest man under 231. It's not your national level competition like I did a few weeks ago. This is a world level competition. It's a lot harder to get into. It's a qualifying system. The nationals is a qualifying system, but it's a more relaxed qualifying system, should I say. From looking at OSG, if you even qualify for OSG, that says something. Even if you qualify for it, you're in the top of the top of the world if they send you an invitation to OSG. They reserve a right, from what I've read, to invite anybody they want. But for the most part, it's a very strict qualifying system. They take the top 10 guys from last year that got the top 10. They got this regional system of competitions, and I think they take the top 3 at each one of those competitions. And they got an online qualifying system that no telling how many people are going to submit videos and try to qualify, but they're going to take the top 10. That's it. So big numbers being put up at these competitions they hold, and they're heavy. It's the best in the world, no doubt. Don't even know if I could qualify, but been messing around, having fun. It's fun to do the qualifying events. You can see on their website each individual weight class, the open, men's, whatever it is, women's, whatever you're interested in. You can see that they give you 3 events to do, and you log the weight in, and you can see what the other people do, so you know where you rank by the end of the month. You know if you're within that top 10, or you know if you're not. So it's fun to test yourself, because you're testing yourself there against the best in the world. Besides the top 10 that automatically got invited because of their last year's performance. They're already in the top 10 in the world. So I went up to Illinois, met up with a buddy up there, Cody. If you're watching, what's up, man? Half of this video, me talking, is because of you up there, man. It's you got me thinking, you got me wondering what I'm gonna do. So it appears to me people like Cody, some of the others in Illinois, some of the people around here that I train with, like I said, I've proven at nationals that I can do this. I'm within striking distance. I can be one of the top guys. And I don't say that braggingly. I don't think, honestly, right now, I don't think I can be the top 3 in the world. Could I have been top 3 at nationals? Yes, I believe 100% that I think I could have. But in the world, at that OSG comp, definitely not at 231. I know the guys, I know their numbers, like I said, and their weight, their weight cuts that they utilize. I'm not there. It would take me a couple of years to put on quality lean muscle mass and not just get fat and do a weight cut with no added muscle. It would take me quality time, good 2-3 years of hard training in order to competitively compete at 231 on a world level. So I did all the OSG qualifying events. It's a max sandbag to shoulder. I did a 350-pound sandbag. It's a max overhead press. I did a 335-pound overhead press, and then it's a max 3-rep deadlift. I did a 585. 600's definitely there. Not sure if I'm going to redo that and get the 600 or just call it there. I'm very beat up from the last 2 weeks. I've been playing since I've been back home from nationals. I've deadlifted 6 times in the last 13 days. Not smart, but been having fun, been playing, and did all these OSG qualifying events with Cody. And Cody's like, you're not even 231. You walk around at 220, 225. He said, these guys at 231, they walk around at 250, 260, which I already know that. But him saying that and then saying, you should compete at 198. The guys that compete at 198, they walk around at your weight. They walk around at they cut from 220 to 198. You know, these guys, they're not people don't do what you're doing. They don't compete at 231 and actually weigh 220, 225, 230. That's not how you go in as strong as possible in your weight class. You ought to look at 198. And so he caught my eye there. He caught my attention, and really called me out on when he said, is it going to be hard? Is it going to take work? Is dieting going to suck? Yes it is. But submit your numbers. If you qualify, go for that world title. Put in that work. Get dieted down to the 210, 205, whatever it is, and do you a little water cut and get to 198. And I've seen guys that cut straight from 220 to 198. So I know it's possible. I probably would hire me a nutrition coach if I got in, just to walk me through the process, to guide me through it. So what's next for me? Like I said, I'm submitted to a contest in October as a heavyweight, but after reflecting and thinking about this for a good while, it's been several days since I trained with Cody up there, and I think I'm going to submit my numbers at the under 198 class for OSG. And the leaderboard's going to change and all that. I know that. There's going to be more come out. But if I get in the top 10 on that after the end of July, I should get an invitation to OSG, hopefully. And if I get invited, the work will start for me to compete at OSG for the world's strongest man title under 198. This is completely doable. My first competition I ever did, March 2021, I was 231 pounds when I decided to compete at that comp, and 4 months out I went all the way down to 202, just naturally dieting down. Don't know why I went so low, but I didn't know nothing about the sport. I didn't know nothing about weight cuts. I didn't know nothing about weighing in as close to possible, but I went to 202 for that. Heck, just 3 weeks ago at Nationals I weighed in at 211, 211.5 to be exact, and competed in a 220 class with guys that weighed 240, 250, that done an excellent water cut and competed at 220. So I'm going to submit my numbers for OSG online qualifier, and if I get in under the 198, I'm gonna have about 4 months to get to work to compete for a world title at the world level. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if I get in, it'll be awesome. Like I said, it's just it's an honor from looking at it, from looking at the field, from looking at the competitors, the stiffness of the competition. It would be an honor just to get invited. So if I get invited, I'll put in the work and I'll go down there, and to be honest with you, I would hope to get in the top 10. Obviously, if you've been watching my videos, if you know anything about me, I'm going to train my tail off if I get in and go to win first place, no matter what, always. Going to win, going believing I can win. But I'm also not ignorant to the fact of the level of competition and who's there and how good they are, how long they've been doing this, and how long I've been doing this. I know several of the guys, at least their names, what they're capable of, what they've done in the past at this specific competition. And some of them I'm not quite there on their level. I say that, some other people I talk to think that I am. You know, I can beat them at an event here or there, but overall, I think they got me. But I know on competition day, none of that matters, because on competition day, you have to show up and do it that day, right then, right there. Anything can happen. So shout out to you, Cody. I'm going to submit these numbers at under 198, and it's going to give me the best possible chance of getting into a world level competition. And if I get in, we're going for it, brother. You know we are. So appreciate y'all watching, listening to me. Stay tuned. I'll let you know what happens.